one of the best uses of our time is thinking. And so this has really become more and more profound and more important, more and more impactful over the last year or so. And I love what John Maxwell says, get you a thinking chair. So a chair you go to, and that's where you're going to do your thinking. But I think that it is very important that we take time to think. We spend so much time with noise in our ears and in front of our eyes that if we just spend time, just get still, get quiet, and take time to think. And this is important if we want to ever have anything that any type of insight, any type of, reflection on things that have happened. We want to learn anything new about ourselves. We want to become, more self-aware. We want to become better people. We've got to take time to stop and think. And you might say, okay, what am I thinking about? There's a variety of things that you could think about. You could think about yourself and who you are and what you've done for that day. What have you accomplished? What do you need to improve? What do you need to work on? And so I'm always amazed when I talk to people and they're pointing fingers. They're blaming somebody else. They're saying, well, this person upset me. They're incompetent. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. But in reality, when we take time to think, one of the things we can do is we can look at ourselves and say, okay, how can I be better? How can I be better? What changes do I need to make? So we're quick to say, this person did this, but what about yourself? What is it that you need to change? And if you're stopping and you're thinking, you're reflecting on the day, you can see areas where you need improvement. So think about, what can you do? How can you change yourself? What change do you need to make? I'm also thinking about, what problems do I need to solve? I'm not concerned about the problems. I'm concerned about, what do I need to do as far as solutions? What solutions can I come up with during this time that I'm thinking? What solutions do I need to come up with? There's a lot of things that I can do for every problem that I have. Most of the time, we're expecting God to do a miracle and we haven't done anything. We just want it to change. We think that the more we think about it, that it's going to solve itself. And typically, we have to take some action ourselves. So just think about the problems that you have. What solutions can you come up with? What can you do? What do you know you need to do to solve those problems? What do you need to, what solutions can you come up with? Think about who you need to apologize to. When you're sitting down thinking, think about who you need to apologize to. A lot of times we want the apology, but we don't want to apologize. We have too much pride, too much ego to apologize to somebody else. But maybe there's somebody you need to say, I'm sorry to. And then last, I think about during this time, just thinking about, what do I need to repent to God for? Was it actions? Was it thoughts? Was it words? So sometimes when we slow down, we can see, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that. That didn't come out exactly like I had planned. I was thinking the wrong thing before I saw the person. I had already judged the person before I met them. So there's some things that we need to repent. So when I'm sitting in my thinking chair, there's a lot of things to think about. There's things to think about, like, what do I need to be doing? What's the best use of my time? But also I'm thinking about, if I'm writing down the problem, what are the solutions to my problem? Instead of worrying about the problem every single day, hoping that it'll just change, hoping that God will just perform his miracle. And I'm not saying that he won't. I'm saying that we should be working. We should have some works, some action to go with the faith that we have, right? I'm looking at what do I need to work on in myself or for myself? Am I working on the fruits of the Spirit? What is it that I need to work on for myself? A lot of things I need to be doing. So just when you sitting down thinking, just think about some of these things. You could just take one thing at a time and just start thinking about it. You could take 15 minutes every single day and just reflect on the day. What went well? What didn't go so well? What do you need to improve? So just something to be thinking about is spend time in quiet, sitting still, thinking, listening to God, listening to what he has to say, listening to what he's telling you, especially, and if you don't have anybody who's telling you, that what you say was wrong, you did the wrong thing, that wasn't quite right, Especially if you don't have anybody who's doing that. You got to sit still and let God tell you. You got to sit still every single day. If it's just 5 minutes, just sit still every single day and just listen. But this is a great thing that you can do in your thinking chair. And it doesn't have to be anything special. If you have a chair you sit at all the time, just let that be the chair. You got an office space or your own, chair where you normally sit, maybe eat your dinner or whatever. You have a place where you sit and relax. That could be your thinking chair. You could just sit there and think. But spend time thinking every single day about your life, the things that you're doing, the things that you're watching, the words that you're saying, the thoughts that you're thinking. And start making some changes. Start doing some things different than what you're doing right now, and watch how your life will change.